Hello and welcome to Galactic Wisdom. I'm very happy to have with me in the studio today, Ashley. Ashley, thank you for being here with me.
Hi, Rupert. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. Super excited to be here tonight.
And I have had Ashley on the show before, and if you want to delve into our archive of previous podcasts, you'll be able to see that episode where Ashley came on and helped me with a meditation. Ashley is a lifelong paranormal experiencer and an active participant in extranormal research and investigating. In recent years, she's taken her investigation skills along with her intuitive abilities and has been using them to initiate peaceful relationships with non-human beings. Normally, she's found behind the scenes, providing a safe space for others to debrief, helping them to work through and understand their own experiences. Under the name Alienated, she also attends a variety of vendor events and conventions in the Midwest, selling all things alien and beyond: jewelry, gifts, books, apparel, and a lot more. Apparel, that's clothes, right? Is that a posh
Yes.
American way of saying clothes? Okay.
I think
cool.
It might be a posh American way.
So, Ashley, you've been coming to my in-person alien contact events for a number of years now. Could you give me an estimate? How many events have you attended?
In person, I would say 10 to 15 in person.
10 to 15.
Is that low? It might be low.
It might be a little bit low. Definitely more towards the 15 end of that, I would think. So we know each other quite well. We've had a lot of alien contact experiences. You've also been to a number of my online events of various types. Approximately how many online events would you say you've been to?
Oh my gosh, Rupert, over the years, I would say it's probably well over 100 by now.
Well, thank you so much for your participation and your enthusiasm. I'm curious to know, what is it about attending the in-person alien contact events that you enjoy?
The community. Absolutely. Going to those events, I'm surrounded by amazing people. We're all there for mostly the same mission. Yes, we want to make contact, but mostly we want to initiate like peaceful contact and meaningful contact and build relationships. And many of us have had experiences, maybe our whole lives, maybe one or two, and we're trying to understand those. So those in-person events provide a space not only to try to make contact again, if we have before, but also to talk to each other about things that maybe others outside of that circle we don't feel comfortable talking with about.
Yeah, we definitely have a very special community of people, both in person and online. It's, I think a lot of people don't realize when you come to one of my events that it really is going to be a human community event, just as much as it is reaching out to others.
Absolutely. Yeah. All of us, we've shared so many stories with each other. We see each other at the same events, or if not, we'll see each other at the online events. And it's just exciting because, if someone's had an experience, they'll be like, hey, I heard maybe that you connected with XYZ being or this maybe type of entity or had this experience. Can we talk about it? I had this experience too. So you just truly, it's a wonderful human community with a bigger mission.
That is awesome. Now I've got a little video here, and this video I'm going to show to everybody. It's just under 2 minutes. This video contains some excerpts from my events, photographs and images that people have drawn at my in-person and online events. So I'm going to show this, and afterwards, Ashley, I'll be interested to hear your response to watching this. I can't recall if any photos of you are in there, but we'll have a look. Okay, here we go. Yay. Well, I noticed at least one photo of you in there.
That was great, Rupert. My initial response is, after watching that, who wouldn't want to go to one of those events? I mean, I was trying to find a really eloquent way to say this, but I'm like, it's such an earthly event for a non-earthly purpose. I don't know. I was really trying to find a cute way to say it, but it really is. It shows like how grounded everyone is and that sense of community while, exploring and trying to reach out to something that in our everyday lives is typically unexplainable and trying to make sense of it and explain it. So, I mean, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
You're very welcome. I actually think that you might have recorded one or two of those shots. Maybe the shot in one of the conventions as you were coming around with my camera, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think so.
Well, very cool. You also do paranormal investigations. What would you say are the differences between going to a alien contact event and a paranormal investigation?
Yeah, absolutely. In our paranormal investigations, at least the ones that I'm a part of, we truly focus on evidence gathering and a lot of debunking, which there's actually a little bit of a parallel there with the alien contact events too. But I think the biggest difference is we're actually recording just about everything that we do and going back and looking for pieces of evidence versus just the experience, because so much of our paranormal investigation evidence happens on reviews of videos. It happens on reviews of audio. Whereas at the alien contact events, much of what somebody experiences, or much of that evidence, I should say, I'll rephrase that, is an experience that somebody needs to be able to express and articulate or write down or draw or create with their hands, clay, for example, mold something. So I think that's the biggest difference. But the parallel that I mentioned is that too, just because we see something moving in the sky, we don't jump to the conclusion that it's an ET craft or an interdimensional craft, right? So we are looking to see on our airplane tracker if something's up there, or a satellite tracker, looking for blinking lights. So there is a parallel with that. And I think that also helps keep our group grounded as well. So yeah, that's the biggest difference, is that we rely more on experiences at the alien contact event versus recorded evidence.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, at our alien contact events, sometimes we feel the presence or we connect with human spirits. Have you ever experienced that at any of my events?
I have connected with, I think, one of my grandmothers who has passed on. I think she's come to me for support when we've reached out and asked, for anyone here to let us know they're here. And, when we invite that in, I think that she's with me a lot. She was very influential in my life growing up, and she passed during a time when we couldn't go see her in the hospital. And so there's kind of, I guess you could use the cliche, maybe some unfinished business there, even though, I've tried to contact her and said, it's okay. I'm okay, but thank you for being here and supporting me. But I think she comes and goes across the realm.
Yeah. Well, that's lovely. I also have experienced human spirits at my alien contact events. Have you ever experienced what you think might be an alien presence or phenomenon at a paranormal event where you're really looking for human spirits?
No, I don't think so. But what I will say is I think that I've encountered non-human, but not necessarily extraterrestrial, or what we would say is extraterrestrial, or which I guess, that bleeds over into interdimensional. So now I'm kind of second guessing myself, but no, like your traditional ETs that we contact at the alien contact events, I would say no. Mostly non-human animal spirits are something that's popped up in an event from December, actually. So pretty recent there. And then just energies that maybe don't have a designation to call them, or I wouldn't want to misname them. but not ET.
That's fascinating. I have got another little video that I am going to show to everybody. And this is, again, just a short excerpt. This is a video that I've been working on that I'm going to be releasing on my YouTube channel when I come back from my alien contact tour in about 3 weeks. These are people who have seen, associated with me, non-human entities. And I will play this for people. And then again, Ashley, I'll be interested to get your response to watching this.
All right. And that's when I realized you had two beings actually behind you.
I'm seeing three, except that one is directly behind you. They're calling themselves the Guardians.
You're contingent, I call them.
Contingent.
Yeah. There's a group.
The first thing I saw was a very protective being that was over Rupert's head.
And you did have one behind you?
I definitely saw beings around you that really appreciate what you're doing.
They were very big. They were very tall. They were very still.
Very, very, very tall, kind of grayish.
Had a very large head. He was very silver gray, had very big eyes. And what I felt was ultimate protection. And almost a caring for Rupert. It was overwhelming. It was a very strong force, like a force field.
Palladian, Arcturian, and I don't know what the third one is.
Just kind of like swaths of light all around, and some of them were like over you, like it was almost like a hug.
And the one was doing this. I seen the fingers, and they were moving the fingers, and it was on your right side here of your head, and like at the low part.
And it looked like they were doing this. There was like, I saw a hand across your forehead like this. And it was just, as soon as I saw that, your aura just, like I said, went from here to here.
It would move. And I kept feeling they're working on you.
Yeah, there was nothing. And to the point where I felt like if somebody had stepped up or done something malicious to you, they were there to protect you. That being was overlooking you. Not the event, but you.
And they're there every time I see you, Rupert. Every time. And I want to be a part of that.
There you go. You haven't seen that before, have you?
No, those are some amazing stories. I will say, so full transparency, some of it cut out, but I heard bits and pieces. And then towards the end, I was hearing what everyone was saying. So at the beginning, okay. I'm not for sure what they were saying. You might have to give me a recap. But I mean, that was amazing. And I'm not surprised that, I mean, what I was hearing, some of those experiences really align with what I've picked up at events. But absolutely.
You just went really bright.
I know. And I don't have another, like, there's no other light source here. I saw that and now it's gone. So, we're talking about beings in anyway. No,
you are a being of light in disguise.
But no, absolutely. I wholeheartily know, and I'm using that word rather than believe or think. I know that beings are with you nearly all the time. I mean, I will affirm what the people in that video were saying. I was especially interested in the person who was talking about somebody protecting you versus the event. I think I was actually at that event.
Yes, you were.
Okay, good. Okay, then yeah, I know. It absolutely. I remember being at that event, and when we're at a alien contact event, we all come together in positivity and light and love and happiness and joy, right? And all these things. And it was very, very hard that evening to connect with you, with the entire group. And I remember going, this is weird. Like, it's never that hard to energetically connect with everyone and then you. And it was so easy to connect with everyone else. And I don't think that it was anyone trying to do you harm. I just think there was a very protective being there that said, not tonight, not going to happen. So, I mean, which is a beautiful thing to know that you're surrounded by, you know, a being that's going to be looking out for you and making sure that, you know, you don't have an energy vampire or, you know, somebody trying to bring you down. So somebody really supporting that. So that was beautiful. And then beings that several different people, and it looks like maybe from in person and online, I've seen beings touching your head or touching the side of your face. I mean, absolutely. I know that in some of the online events, when we have been in group meditations, I've picked up on something, right? I'm not as vivid as some of those stories, but I mean, absolutely. So it really is amazing. And then I think what really kind of pushes it over the edge for me is that you have people who have never met each other, don't know of each other, saying the same thing. And that's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty extraordinary. I'm going to go back to what you were saying about that being in that in-person meeting where there was the protective being hovering above me. You are spiritual enough, you're psychic enough, I'm not sure what word, intuitive enough, that when you go to an event, you feel the energy of the event. Mm-hmm. You feel the energy of people. And so what you're saying is, and you told me in the past that you even position yourself around the group, or if we get in a circle, you position yourself in a way that somehow complements my energy or harmonizes the energy in the group. Is that right?
I do. Yeah. I kind of do an energy read on the group, mostly in person. I've actually gotten really a lot better at doing it with online events, but the in-person events are very easy for me. So I kind of do an energy read of the group and what is needed. I can give energy. I cannot give as much or express as much. I don't know the term that I should be using here, I want to use here. Or I can balance something out. But I do a read and figure out where in the group position wise and just where psychically I think I should be your fit in for that night, or an evening event, whatever it might be.
Yeah. But at that event that we're discussing, you couldn't feel my energy as though there was this protective force field around me.
I could not. It was strange. I mean, it was very strange. I could not connect. I could not feel. I mean, I could see you. I knew you were there, right? I could connect with the other people in the group. But absolutely not. And one of the things that I do at events sometimes like that is when I do that energy read, it's like, can I be a source to amplify what's going on, like in the group? Like, what is there an amplification that we might need tonight? And that amplification could be to not anything outside of positivity. Like, hey, do people in this group are they feeling like blue? Like, and I don't mean like aura blue, but are we feeling down? Are we feeling depressed? Is there happiness or joy? Like, how can I amplify the positivity so people feel that? And yeah, that just wasn't happening. Like, it's like I couldn't connect the full circle that night.
It is fascinating. So I'm going to tell everybody in a minute or two what I think is going on, why people are seeing beings around me, what that whole thing with hands on my forehead is all about. But before I do that, I'm curious to ask you, you've known me for a while. Why do you think beings are hanging out with me?
Well, where do I start, Rupert? There goes the light again. I did not touch anything. I did not turn anything on. I'm sorry, everybody. There it goes. So no, I think it is, it's your mission. It's your mission and what you strive for, it's your lifestyle. It's the morals that you live by. I think all of that plays into it, and the beings that are around you have noticed that, they see that, and they want to help you. They want to help you with getting that message out there. They want to help you grow that community, or this community, that community, and however you want to say it. But that's why. Yeah, I think that's the sum of it.
Yes. And before I sort of explain from my perspective why I think it is, can you explain what do you think is happening when people see beings touching my forehead? What do you think that's about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a few ideas, and these are ideas. They're beliefs for me. I don't have hard proof that I can say I know, but I think there's probably some download going on. And I think some others have maybe said that too. I think there's some download going on, and I think that they are spiritually or energetically making some changes to you. And somebody might call that in relation to ascension. That's up for debate. We can discuss that maybe at another time. But I think those two things. I think there's a download of information happening, a download of knowledge maybe versus just information, and then a change spiritually and energetically to align part of you more with that mission.
Yeah. Thank you for your input on that, Ashley. I'm sorry to put you on the spot there with sort of maybe awkward questions, but I agree with your hypotheses there. I think that anybody can have meaningful, deep relationships with non-human entities if they live their lives in a way that is appreciated enough by those entities that they want to come in and support you. And I think that's what's happening. I try my hardest to live my life according to only the best moral principles that I have. I really try hard to not have any darkness within me, even in private, not even in my thoughts. I don't hate anybody. I dislike people's actions sometimes, well, quite a lot, but there's no hatred. There's no wishing harm upon anybody. Somebody could do something terrible to me, and they have, and they do, and I don't respond with any level of darkness back to them. I wish love upon every sentient life form in the universe. And that might sound like a hard thing to do, but when you start to do it, it feels so right, so good, that it becomes very easy very quickly. It's like all of the darkness drains out of you. It's like you become cleansed, and it's then, no matter what is happening in your life, I just feel like I've got being touched from behind me right now. No matter what is going on in your life, no matter how bad it is, you don't let that badness affect your brightness. That's the way I lead my life. And I have this vision, as you know, of a future. And the vision is one of universal peace, universal love, and universal happiness. And our alien friends, and I think most sentient life forms in the universe, they like that, because humans can be very egocentric, selfish, inward, and discriminatory. And when these beings that are completely not us, they are alien to us in a number of different ways, in appearance, in ability, in technology, it's more than just ethnic background. These are different species from different places in the universe. When they're coming in and they're seeing anybody who is willing to accept them and love them for who they are, they want to support that, especially on a planet where there are so many problems.
Mhm.
And the solutions are easy to see. I mean, they're easy for me to see. That they're simple solutions: peace, love, happiness. Get rid of all darkness. And they're supporting me for doing that. So they're around me and they're protecting me because I am going out there and I am actively pushing that message.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And something that you said, it kind of struck a chord too. So, I mean, we could assume maybe that these beings and entities that are around you and that with whom you've made contact are more advanced, maybe not just from a technology standpoint, but a psychic and spiritual standpoint too. So they're a little detached from emotions, and so emotional decision making. So it's more logical. So then what they find is that somebody like you who is like, oh my gosh, isn't going to freak out and have road rage against somebody who just cut them off in traffic, right? I mean, and that's something minor. I work big too, but it's your reactions and your actions are logical in nature versus emotional in nature.
Yeah.
And I think that they see that and they relate to that. Not that they're all, maybe some are, in my experiences, some are, but not that they're emotionless beings, because they do love, but they don't act recklessly due to those emotions.
Yeah, I agree. And when they are touching my forehead, I often know that, I often feel that. One of the things I get when that happens is my muscles in my forehead or eyebrows start to twitch. And you've probably been in meetings before when I'm in the middle of a sentence and I say, they're here. My eyebrow is twitching. I can sense them. And
yes.
They are changing me. And that has, I think, been proved by my feelings, by other people's observations, matching up, by people who have the ability to see auras, spiritual energies.
Mm-hmm.
They've seen my energy changing when that's happening. And I don't know exactly how they're changing me. I just know that they are. I have some suspicions. Well, I know that they're doing it to assist me, to give me strength in what I'm trying to do. They agree with my mission: universal peace, universal love, universal happiness. They are doing it because of that. It's not because they're related to me or anything, I'm being enhanced, I'm being strengthened. I think it might be, it's certainly to enhance some of my abilities.
I was going to ask, if you could share if that was part of it.
Yeah, and is that happening in your room or is it just happening on the screen?
It's just the screen.
It is an unusual, weird effect, though. Interesting. I think that one of the things that I'm being given is healing abilities. And I host healing events, both in person and online. And when I do those healing events, I feel like I am picking up on information that is not coming from within me. Ideas, impulses, and sometimes feelings when I'm healing others that are not coming from me, or at least they're not coming from me as just a normal human. There's an enhanced element of feeling and knowing associated with that healing. You've been to some of my healing sessions, both in person and online. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. And so do you feel like they're helping to guide that healing? Is that what you're saying when there's a sense of knowing that is coming through? Is that kind of what you mean?
I think there's a guiding. but there's also an enhancement of my ability to heal by manipulating spiritual substance, charitha, and spiritual energy. Let's talk a little bit about you and I at one of the retreats that I hosted. You and I gave a healing to one of our friends, and I guided us through that. But it seemed to me like you were also feeling energy, because you were doing things that I wasn't even suggesting, but it seemed to me that you felt what you were doing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You haven't really asked a question, but yes. How much do you want me to say?
My question is, were you feeling anything? And if you were, what did it feel like? How were you getting your input, your decision? How were you making decisions in that healing?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard to describe unless you've experienced it, which I know, I mean, you have. And like you said, your abilities in that healing realm have really strengthened and so much over the past few years. It is really a sense of letting go and letting yourself be guided. And that's the best way to put it. It's like, if there's a sense to move on, if I'm not in the right spot, if I'm not doing the right thing, and just let it happen. I mean, that really is the best way to put it. But just working with people's energy fields too, for as long as I've dabbled in that, just really being able to tune into that and feel maybe where there's not a flow going like it should, or it doesn't feel right. There's a different amount of radiance coming off of someone. But that particular healing that you're talking about was an incredibly powerful healing. And I think that was because there were two pretty strong healers working on that particular session. But also, I mean, we connect with a healing, a being that helps with that too. And I think that being was very much involved in that session, and has a strong connection to our friend that we performed that on. So I think that also guided what I was doing during that time.
Yeah. That was Tuk Tuk, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about Tuk Tuk. You were in the first online meeting where we met Tuk Tuk. Can you recall that experience?
Yes. That was one of the first online contact events. I know I'd been on some other events before, but yes, I mean, we reached out and, in a group online meditation, and, I was hearing things, I was noticing things, I was taking notes. And then at the end, when it was like, okay, well, did anyone sense anything? And this phrase kept coming up, and all these similar drawings and all these similar shapes and feelings. And I mean, it was amazing. That was the first time where I was like, wow. I mean, I'd already, been excited and been super happy to be in the groups, but that was a true wow moment. And then it was fun too, working through how everyone heard the name. So that's been fun. And I think the name I'd been looking back at some of like the old posts and things from one of the groups. But I think the name of that being of Tuk Tuk is kind of changed. I think maybe for out was maybe it had like I don't know, a vowel on the end. It's kind of interesting how it's evolved, but everyone agrees kind of now on what it is. But yeah, I mean, that was exciting. And then to know how many times since then has the group contacted that being, or that being's come in during a healing session is just amazing.
Yeah.
There's like a true relationship there, or connection.
There
I
is.
don't know if relationship is the right word, but connection.
I consider Tuk Tuk to be my friend, but a very close and special friend. And I know that a few other people who have been in my sessions have also now personal friendships and relationships with this being. I do recall that when people were hearing the name of Tuk Tuk, and I said, "What is your name? Please tell us your name." The name that people were hearing, it's not an English language. It's not a human verbalization. It's a sound, and people trying to turn that sound into letters in the English language. For a while, we were calling her Tacta, I think.
Yes.
And
yeah.
But the more we got to know her, the more it seemed we were hearing, no, there's definitely a K sound in the second syllable too. And so it ended up being Tuk Tuk eventually.
And the way that I heard it, the way that I understood it, which of course everyone did a little differently, was if you're looking at like the Cyrillic alphabet and how I don't know how much you know about languages, but at the end there's like in English looks like a little B, so it's like a sound. It's like you drop the end of the sound, and that's how in my head how I heard. I was like, okay, it's like that little drop that happens.
Really, you know more about the English language than I do. I don't know that stuff.
That's when I was studying another language that wasn't in the English, that wasn't in like our alphabet. So if I hadn't been, I wouldn't have had that reference.
So yeah, we have now formed a relationship, a friendship with Tuk Tuk, such that I can think of her and bring her in to any healing at any time, to any meeting at any time, and she's there. The connection is there, and she's an extraterrestrial, rather than a terrestrial like typical humanoid-looking alien. When she first came to us, she showed us this appearance, and lots of people saw this being, but when we got to know her more, we realized that that she's living way off out there in the universe somewhere. We don't know where. She's not here physically, and my knowledge of aliens is such that I realized, well, she's highly unlikely to be humanoid. And so we went back to her, and we did some remote viewing sessions with her, some remote communications with her, where we asked, please show us what you really look like. We are open and willing to accept you however you look. And then this is what we started to see. We started to see a teardrop shape in the background. And this is sort of an artistic impression of how she looked to start with, and then what she ended up looking when we went back to her again. This is what I drew. Again, another artistic impression. In the middle, I've drawn the alien, the humanoid alien type features, but now we don't see that. Now we just see this teardrop shape. And she's an aquatic being. She lives in an ocean. And so she's streamlined. And there are these other, her children or smaller beings that are also teardrop shape around her. I liken them to minions from Despicable Me, because they're kind of like these fun, they will dive on and sort of that they're just childlike in how they come in, and we all hug with each other, sort of hug energetically. They all jump in and hug us too. And in this image, I've shown three of us astrally projecting to Tuk Tuk and giving her a hug. And she, we refer to her as a healing being, but she's not a being that has evolved to heal. She is just a being who's out there in the universe, who has the ability to spiritually heal, and she likes doing that, and so that's what she does. And when we came to her, when we showed up next to her one time, and I said, I brought a group of people with me this time, is that okay? She turned to the other beings around her and basically said, "This is what we've trained for. Let's do it." They like doing it.
No, that's fantastic. And it is interesting that, yes, like the evolution of how we finally came to see her true form. And that's it's so funny because it's exactly true. It's like, okay, it was just like that. Started seeing teardrop shapes, and then it started getting clear and then more defined, and then, kind of that final. And then another common theme is the children. One of the first encounters I had, she had a child with her, but showed in humanoid form, one of those first times. And so definitely very parental in nature, very caring, very loving. Yeah, absolutely what you think of as a motherly healing figure.
Yeah. I feel like you connect with beings who are mothers or beings who are children more than a lot of psychics I know. Would you say that's true?
Yes. I don't know why, but yes, I do. And there goes my light again. I mean, no, that is so true. And the interesting part about that is that that wasn't the case until I delved into the realm of alien contact. That wasn't the case at all. But now that I have, it's definitely a common theme. And I don't know if it's because that one time, and then I said, "Oh, awesome. I'm open to this. I love this. It was a good vibe." I don't know. It's very true. I mean, several times since I've started with alien contact, I've either been approached by what could be considered a juvenile entity, or I have been shown a baby or a child. So yes, it is a theme.
Can you tell us about the hug that you once received from one of them?
Then are you talking about the reptilian that nuzzled? That one? Okay, that was out of left field. Yes, I would love to tell this story. So this was at an in-person event, and now I can't remember. We were attempting to contact. It was a targeted contact. I do remember that. And I have an active imagination. I will be the first to admit that. So to myself, I do a lot of debunking, fact checking. Like, hey, I check out a lot of things and try to figure out if what I'm experiencing, feeling, seeing is real. And this extremely vivid image, and it's almost like I could feel it and see it, of this very, I would just say adorable reptilian juvenile is like right here, like nuzzling, like, "Hi, how are you? I just want to give you some love." And I'm like, what in the world? Ashley, no, your brain, I don't know what you watched today or what you ate. No, but it wouldn't go away. And that's when I realized, when I couldn't push that away, that I knew that wasn't my thought. It wasn't my imagination. I had no idea. But it was so loving. It was so sweet. Just this beautiful little being that was saying, "Hello, I'm here. I would like to give you some love. Will you love me back?" Oh, I mean, almost like a puppy, but more like it was puppyish in actions, but in feel more like a human. Even though it was a tried and true little beautiful reptilian being.
That is so lovely.
It was. And actually that makes me really happy. You could probably see me light up when I talk about it, because I remember that feeling and just the pure joy that the entity exuded. It was amazing.
Well, I feel that you have a very pure energy yourself. I think that beings are attracted to you because you're a good person. You have such a good heart, such a good soul, and they know that. You wouldn't hurt a fly, I don't think. Well, maybe a mosquito. I hurt mosquitoes, but I'm going off on a tangent. I think I think the reason that these beings like you and warm to you and show themselves to you is because they feel completely safe, more than just completely safe. They feel truly welcome and loved by you. I think that's why you have these successes.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, I really hope that I can continue to offer that type of an environment and welcomeness and love and joy to entities and continue to forge those relationships. I mean, that's, part of why I'm involved in the alien contact. So yeah, thank you.
And you talked about being shown a child or a baby. We don't have a lot of time left in this show, but could you maybe outline what that experience was, what you perceived?
Yeah, I was contacted by an emaciated, sickly subterranean being, probably from the South, like what felt like South America region, a coastal line. And this being presented me a baby, holding a baby, and asked for help. I am pretty sure that baby was beyond help. And it was a very sad moment. And I do believe it was related to its habitat and probably climate change and rising oceans and losing. I want to go back and tag what I was saying each of the times that light is set.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very sad, but it was for help. And yeah, that's the outline of it.
Yeah.
It was disturbing. And I was thankful for the experience, and I didn't reject it, but it was disturbing on a human level.
Yeah. And you're not the only person that's experienced those types of perceptions at my events. There have been other entities appearing to other attendees of my events who have also been shown babies that are in not good condition, and there's something disturbing about that. And I think they're showing us that to show us that the way we are treating this planet and this environment is not good, not good for us and not good for them. Can you give a 1-minute summary of I think it was a tall white being that you saw the last time you and I met?
Yeah, absolutely. There was, and again, I don't always see, I perceive and feel and see and hear, but I mean, if I could have shut my eyes, I could tell you, like, oh my gosh, there is a tall, white, beautiful, it was a male energy being with long white hair, dressed in what I would say a white robe, pretty much glowing, but just at our contact meditation, and just there, just observing, maybe protecting, but really I just felt like there for support and observing. I mean, if I had to put a name, I mean, I had a name that came to mind. Do you want me to share what that was? I don't remember if I shared with you. Like maybe an Ahmed, that would be the best way I could say how I perceived it. But that was a very strong image of a being next to you. Probably one of the strongest images I've seen. I felt, I've perceived, I've known. But as far as getting a visual image, absolutely the strongest. It was amazing.
Yeah. So if any of our audience members would like to have relationships with these beings, to perceive them, to get to know them, please do consider coming to our online events or our in-person events. Now, this is a pre-recorded show, which is why I'm not responding to chats and things right now. And the reason this is a pre-recorded show is because right now, when this is being broadcast, I am on an alien contact tour. This is my schedule here. And if you are close to any of these places, then do come along. All of these events are being organized from within the Galactic Wisdom Patreon group. The address is at the bottom there. Well, Ashley, I would like to thank you so much for being here, for talking with me today. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you, Rupert. It's been great being here. Thanks to everyone in the audience. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Is that an alien skull behind you? I have to ask.
Yes, I have lots of alien skulls behind me. This one, I'll show my favorite really fast. This is my favorite one.
Just hold it still because your screen is freezing. Oh, wow. That is fantastic. Very cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's my favorite.
Well, thank you so much for showing us that. And thank you again for being here. Thank you to all of the people out there watching this. I hope you've learned something interesting and new today. I look forward to seeing you. Hopefully next week I will be back live. And I look forward to seeing you all again then. Take care. Goodbye, everybody.